Shakespeare's son Hamlet passed away in 1596 at the age of 11. While it's difficult to definitively attribute specific works to this personal tragedy, some scholars believe that Hamlet's death may have influenced Shakespeare's writings. Suggested that themes of grief, loss, and mortality became more prominent in his later works, such as Hamlet and King Lear. However, it's essential to remember that Shakespeare's life and works are complex, and attributing his creative choices solely to his son's death is speculative. The exact duration of William Shakespeare's grieving process for his son Hamlet's death is not documented. Grief is a deeply personal and individual experience, and it can vary greatly from person to person. Some individuals may continue to mourn for an extended period, while others may find ways to cope and move forward more quickly. Shakespeare's creative output suggests that themes of loss and grief were presented in some of his later works, which could indicate that he may have continued to grapple with his son's death on some level. However, it's challenging to determine the specific timeline of his grief. Ultimately, the emotional impact of such a loss can linger for many years, and it may have influenced his writing throughout his career. William Shakespeare is known for a wide range of works, but some of his most popular and enduring plays and sonnets include number 1 Romeo and Juliet, a tragic love story between two young lovers from feuding families. Number 2 Hamlet, a classical tragedy about the young prince of Denmark seeking revenge for his father's murder. Number 3 Macbeth, a dark and ambitious tale of political ambition and its consequences. Number 4 Othello, a tragedy that explores themes of jealousy and betrayal. Number 5 Julius Caesar, a historical drama depicting the conspiracy and assassination of the Roman leader. Number 6 A Midsummer Night's Dream, a comedy filled with magical elements and romantic entanglements. Number 7 The Tempest, a play about shipwreck survivors on a remote island, often seen as a meditation on forgiveness. Number 8 Twelfth Night, a comedy exploration of mistaken identity and love. Number 9 Sonnet 18. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? One of his most famous sonnets, celebrating the enduring nature of poetry and love. There are just a few Shakespeare's celebrated works, and his influence on literature and theatre is immeasurable. His plays and sonnets continue to be studied, performed, and cherished worldwide. Shakespeare's personal experiences undoubtedly influenced his writings in various ways. These are number 1 his family and relationship. His experience as a husband, father, and son likely informed his depictions of family dynamics, love, and conflict in his plays. For example, his own marriage may have influenced his portrayal of marital relationships in his works like The Taming of the Shrew and Much Ado About Nothing. Number 2 his social and political context. Living in Elizabethan and Jacobean England, Shakespeare was exposed to political and social issues of his time. This is evident in his historical plays like Richard III and Julius Caesar, which reflect the political turmoil and power struggles of the era. As mentioned earlier, the death of his son Hamlet may have influenced themes of grief and loss in his works. His own experiences with mortality and the fleeting nature of the life are evident in many of his sonnets and tragedies. Shakespeare's knowledge of different cultures and places may have been influenced by his travels and interactions with travelers and sailors. This is reflected in the exotic settings and characters in some of his plays, such as Othello and The Tempest. Shakespeare drew inspiration from a wide range of literary sources, both classical and contemporary. His exposure to various forms of literature and storytelling would have shaped his own creative style and the themes he explored. Shakespeare's mastery of language, including his use of puns, wordplay, and invention metaphors, like developed through his experiences as a playwright, actor, and observer of English language in his time. While we can draw connections between Shakespeare's life and his works, it's important to remember that much of his life remains a mystery, and we don't know have extensive biographical details about him. His genius lies in his ability to take these personal experiences along with his imagination and craft them into timeless and universal stories that continue to resonate with audiences today. Thank you.